can't watch. Oh.
Hi, I'm Russ. Welcome to our newly rebranded YouTube channel, The MT and Me. After our attempts to build a tiny house got set back to square one for the gazillionth time, we decided to leave square one in a completely different direction. Ree and I are going to rebuild and remodel a classic motor home. And we're going to bring you along for the ride, so to speak. So, are you ready for the big reveal? This is the MT, a 1977 21-foot Class C mobile traveler. We found her in Nebraska on a dealer's used lot where she'd been for 17 years. And now we're going to bring you along as we completely remake her into our dream motor home. But first things first, we had to get her off the trailer, and that got scary. We needed someone with experience pulling RVs out of the mud, so our salesperson Carson recommended Fat Aces Transport in Lincoln, Nebraska. They had recently moved another motorhome from the same lot. When they went to load our MT on the trailer, they found a problem. The left rear dually wheels were locked up tight. I guess that's not so unusual after sitting 17 years buried up to the axle. It was around this time we decided we needed to buy a lot of WD-40 for this project. Well, anyway, they managed to get the MT onto the trailer, but we were going to have to figure out a way to get her off safely once she got here. Just look at her coming down the road on that trailer. MT looks so big coming down our narrow little street there. And that narrow street proved to be a bit of a problem. You see, our original idea was to back the trailer into our old driveway and put the MT in our front yard from that angle. Well, it didn't take us long to see that that just wasn't going to work. Street's so narrow, no room to maneuver, and there's just no way we could manage to make the turn and get that trailer into the driveway. Well, that meant it was time for Plan B, and fortunately we had an idea. Basically it was drive all the way around the block and try it from the other side. So we're going to speed this up a little bit to let you see what happens here. So we have another driveway on the other side of our property. So by pulling into it, we hope to be able to pull the trailer all the way across the yard and put the MT in position. Turned out it was kind of like threading a needle from this side too, working between the ivy-colored bricks and the stones stacked on the other side, but we managed to negotiate that and come on across the yard. See that pole there? That's important. Remember it. It'll be coming up later. And the little wave you saw was from one of our grandnieces. We had our niece and her husband, just see right there, our nephew, come over to help us. Adam, the nephew's telling me there that he kind of agrees that we need to back it up into the yard and just try to tie it off to that pole that I mentioned and see if we can drive the trailer out from under it. So I went and got some strapping, came back out and discovered Adam was going to pull it off in the yard right at the pole. I had to tell him real quick that wasn't going to work. See, when it rains, our yard turns into a swamp, and if we put the MT out there, it would just sink back into the mud again. It had to be up on the slab. So here we are making our final adjustments to get it in position, at least close to where we want it on the slab, so we'll be able to hopefully tie it off and drive that trailer out from under it. At least that's the plan at this point. And everyone kind of gets in on the action here now as we have to get the ramps off and put them on the trailer and get everything ready to try and unload the MT. We've got Adam, that's Sean walking up there. His parents, Jimmy and Cheryl, are also over to help us. I don't know if Cheryl ever made it on camera. We might get a glimpse of Jimmy later on. Sean's our godchild, and he's over to help quite a bit. And you'll see our niece Geneva here momentarily too. She starts helping with the ramps and getting everything ready as there she is, as we try to get everything prepared. The next task, once we get the ramps in place, is going to be determining exactly how to tie off the MT to pull it straight off the trailer. And this is a bit of a concern because we've got to come straight down those ramps, and with that tire locked up, we're not exactly sure how well it's going to slide off that trailer. It's probably not going to cooperate with us though. And we want to be sure we don't damage the MT. Now that bumper and the framework is all welded steel on the MT, which is a step above most motorhomes, but still we didn't want to cause any additional damage, so we figure out a way to fasten the strap underneath to the chassis. And now we're getting ready to pull it off. We're going to let you watch the next 3 minutes in real time so you can see what today was really all about.
What the hell was that? Kicked up, but it'll go back down, won't it?
Yeah, that weight's pushing right back down.
All right, well, he's still lined up. You're looking good. He just needs to, please.
I'm looking. So you're nearly something
You're dead center with a, he looks like he's going to come out good right here. Once he gets the back out, I need he's a little slower so he can get the front end lined up. Say, what do you think, man? You know about it.
Yeah, just because of that weight.
It's got
should,
a good frame.
Don't everything sounding like he's good enough.
It's
you're going to want to turn to the right a little bit once you start moving because you're already way off that.
oh. I like it.
Stay that way. You can get down. Abby, stay close to the center. Hold the center of the tree and work
I
your way
needed to
down,
screen
baby.
in the porch
Yes,
so
you
that I could
can.
be out because
The outside of the branch is not going to hold you. Step on it by the middle.
what is that?
I know
It's
they're
them
really
ramps.
weak when you're stepping on them way far out because they can't support you.
Oh.
I don't see anything broke yet. There, that's it. It's coming down. That's all. It pushes the
got
thing
it.
back down where it's supposed to.
Yes, you do. You just climb down it. You're just scared.
Oh, God.
All right, Uncle Russ.
Ramp. Yeah, that's the word.
Oh.
Good.
They just pushed the ramp back down where it was supposed to be.
Oh, God.
Not just yet. Stay right where you're at.
Anxiety is killing
Hey,
me.
come on, help. He's still on there.
Oh.
That's all. You just got to
Easy.
work to go. That's it. And it's coming off. There. It's on the ground.
There we go.
All, however many tires it has. I can't see.
Good jobbing, guys. Good jobbing.
And now that everybody's breathing again, let's take a closer look at that sequence and focus on that rear wheel that's giving us so much trouble here, okay? Remember, that wheel is not turning at all, and we really don't know why. It could be the brake locked up, it could be just the wheel locked on the axle. Like we said, it had been sitting buried up to the axle in mud for 17 years, so just about anything could happen. But as we start to move the trailer here, you can see the wheel is not turning. It is just sliding along the trailer. And the worst thing is, it's sliding closer and closer to the outside edge of the trailer. And that has been our big concern, because if it comes off that edge, we have a real problem. Now here you can see the ramp goes flying up on the at the end of the trailer. Reason is that ramp has a footer underneath it, a support foot. When that foot hit the edge of the concrete, it flipped the ramp up. This is really not a problem. Once the wheel gets near the top of the ramp at the rear edge of the trailer, it'll push it back down and everything will go all right. That's not the edge we're worried about. It's the edge on the outside. And here our driver, Mr. Wirtz, comes back to take a look and be sure everything's okay. And he says, yeah, the ramp will go back down. That's not a problem. But he's telling me here at this point, I'm sitting in the cab trying to steer this thing off the trailer. And he says, cut the wheels to the right to try and keep that rear wheel from going off or getting any closer, really, to the edge, the outside edge of the trailer. So we all take a deep breath, cross our fingers and toes, and move the trailer a little more. You can see how close we're getting to the edge, and at this point, it really looks like that wheel is going to miss the ramp. But the thing is, you have to remember this is a dually. There are 2 tires there. So despite how this looks, the tire on the inside is still lined up with the ramp. At least we hope it is. And there, that shows you the outside tire is literally hanging off the edge of the ramp. The inside tire is still on it at this point. So maybe that can get us on down to the ground. Just another 3 feet or so and we'll have the rear tires cleared. The tires on the other side are rolling just fine, by the way, and they are fully on the ramp. So there's plenty of support on the right side. It's just this left side that's the problem. There we are. Tires are on the rear tires anyway are on the ground. Keep those front tires down the ramp. They're lined up. It slides off. Touchdown. Now everything's on the ground. And Adam gives the thumbs up. And I get out of the MT with some pretty wobbly knees at this point. Well, that was exciting. Now, our priorities are to get that wheel rolling again, get her up on the concrete slab, and get her all leveled up. But first, she needs her first bath in 17 years. So tune in again next time for some good, clean fun, okay? Till then, remember to like, subscribe, and share. I'm Russ, Reese behind the camera, and we'll talk later.
It's really cool. I like it.
It's cool, but just...
Even though it's small, it's really cool.
Yeah, but like, it's nasty.
I
and
want
like,
it.
I don't like the color.
Yeah, me
I like
too.
the color of it. It's just very
I
nasty.
want it. Yeah, it has dirt all on it.